The importance of dhyana or meditative, contemplative observations slash surveillance cannot be overstated. To begin with, understand that dhyana is the surveillance system or the cop that controls and manages the metropolitan. This metropolitan is the mind. So mind is an immature, poorly self-governed, if left to itself, low-functioning software that is super prone to frequent malware attacks. These malware attacks are constantly trying to bug the system being the mind. And when I say mind, all I want you to think is of the actionary impulses that it generates, what we call vritti waves, which are later settling down as samskara in the subconscious, and the reactionary waves that you generate, or I should say come back to you because of the active impulses that you generated. So active impulses, thoughts, which are vrittis and samskaras in the conscious and subconscious, and the reactive waves that are generated as a result of these thoughts, which we call emotions. So I have talked earlier how if you constantly immerse yourself in positivity by developing the ability to generate the positive thoughts, what we call affirmations belief visualization pathway, you are going to take care of not only your samskaras by taking care of your vrittis, you are also going to take care of the bhav or the emotions that you are generating. So you see, the ability to generate constant positive thoughts or positive vrittis, what I call intention or sankalp, having recognized there is some imbalance in the system, you trying to strive the balance, is the ability to generate the sankalp or positive intention thoughts. These are called vrittis. So once you have developed this, you are able to rectify the samskaras or your subconscious proclivities as well as the bhav or the emotions you generate. Because left to itself, mind is a poorly functioning, immature software that is prone to frequent attacks by these malwares. These malwares are what I call environmental gunas. They are present in the environment all the times. They are things that you're coming in contact all the times. Some of them are harmless, some of them are extremely harmful. So, depending on the contact, because there is no shield, there is no Norton LifeLock, there is no antivirus that is protecting your mind, just like your computer. What is computer? It's kind of a mind. It is a data storage system. Mind is also a data storage system. Except that it's a little bit more evolved if you want to think it that way, because it can naturally think. However, either case, computer and the mind, they need to protect them from the malware attacks. In case of mind, these malware attacks are your tamasic gunas, certain damaging rajasic gunas, or in simple words, kind of influences you come in contact with, or even the kind of thoughts, reactionary thoughts, which can be your thoughts of rage, greed, lust, that are going to damage you. All the 7 sins that we talk about, lust, anger, greed, sloth, gluttony, envy, all those themselves are going to lead to these states where you are feeling low, depressed, bored, and then starts the activation of this malware, which will try to bring down the system. When he says buddhi nashat pranashyati, means that once the buddhi is destroyed, then the person will fall down. That is the state of the human being. So when I say dhyana is the antidote or your antivirus software, the Norton LifeLock is your dhyana, understand what dhyana is. Dhyana has two components. There is a observatory component in which there is trying to establish what is present in the mind. So trying to capture all the thought and emotion states and the reactionary, interactionary components, as well as the cleansing of the unwanted thoughts and emotions. That is what dhyana does. When Chinmayananda says contemplation liquidates vasana, all he means is that these unwanted, negative, detrimental, degenerative thoughts and emotions are being cleansed during the process of dhyana. So, observatory component and a cleaning system. Two things are present in dhyana. When I ask you to do dhyana in Brahma Muhurat, I typically ask you to close your eyes, try to do some kumbhak, breath holding, and try to visualize your image of God in that state. Of course, there's a Kumbhak Kriya I have made a video about, in which I talk about Kumbhak Pranayama combining with one of the 6 Dhyanasanas and one of the mudras, whether you put a Gyan Mudra, a Yoni Mudra, whatever mudras with the help of fingers, and the Dhyanasana, in which the main idea is that the spine should remain erect, whether you are doing Padmasana, Ardha Padmasana, Dhyanasan, Swastikasan, Siddhasan, Sukhasan. One of those asanas, you have to keep your spine erect, and the legs can be in different formations depending upon your pleth and flexibility. But the idea, you have to add upon the 3 points of Kumbhak Kriya, Kumbhak plus Dhyanasan plus Mudra. Add on the Kumbhak Kriya the contingency of thought cleaning. Because once you have stabilized your mind in Kumbhak, then you are able to visualize, capture all the thoughts that are running through you. And that way, you know which ones you have to chop off. Because that is your antivirus running through the system, just like in a computer, and then removing the unwanted files in the trash bin. That is the cleansing, the detoxification of the mind. Because I told you, mind is like a little baby. It has no protection. You need to create this armor of protection. So now let's understand, having understood that in dhyana you're allowing all the thoughts to run through your mind, what are our modalities of cleaning it? When I say cleaning the thoughts, the cleaning means after the impartial observation, passing judgments. And that is where the intellect, you will see the heightened activity of the intellect, because it works as a filter. So what I am asking you to do is hold an opinion about that thought. So if you think that you developed certain emotions, or you overate yesterday, so now you are passing judgment ki, okay, this was overeating and this should not have been done. So as a compensatory mechanism, today I will eat 1 roti less. As simple as that. If you are unhappy with the way you ate, you try to compensate today by making that intention. And similarly, it can be done for a variety of thoughts. All the 4 realms of dharma, if you missed dharma, artha, if you ran too much behind or too little behind artha, kama, if you over-steeped yourself in kama, or moksha, if you underdid spiritual practices. All those 4 pillars, you can use this, but most of the times, you just have to let the mind run and just be a observer, and then try to tell itself. I have talked about this benefits of talks of humility and gratitude, where you are thankful. Gratitude is just a prayer is nothing but a note on gratitude. So you are thankful for everything you have by knowing that other people do not have that. And humility to know that whatever you get is not from your own accord. It is from God's wish that has been bestowed upon you. And because of your humility, because you yourself have rented this 5 Mahabhut body, Panch Mahabhut ka sharir, You have just been granted the opportunity to incarnate and do whatever you felt like you're doing, because this was your idea to begin with. Not a good idea, but you decided anyways to take this route, and Paramatma allowed it to happen. So now, whether some of us have so realized that we know Janm Mrityu Jara Vyadhi is the big problem, and we found ourselves stuck in here and trying to get out here, versus some people trying to find enjoyment, squeezing the last bit of drop of acidic lemon juice that is left in the rind of the lemon, still trying to squeeze it. Can we get the last drop? It's going to be very acrid, sour, but we still are trying to squeeze it. No, maybe I can get one more drop. Keep doing. So that is the reason different individuals will have different outlooks towards life. But knowing that mind is a little baby that needs some protection, and the protection you're providing is through the antivirus that you're loading called intellect, which is highly activated, developed when you are doing this practice of dhyana. Do it in the form of Kumbhak Kriya with Dhyanasana, holding the breath, running your monitor system to identify what thoughts and emotions are cropping in your mind or have cropped in the last 24 hours. Very important for dhyana to be repetitive. It is happening on a cyclical, periodical pattern every day. I want you to devote 10 minutes in Brahma Muhurat. I want you to devote 5 minutes just before falling asleep. That kind of practice, not so much duration wise, because duration is something that will spontaneously grow upon you, but your intention to create halts and just give that time. Just like you will see in Islam, they will have prayers for gods 5 times a day. Prayers don't have to be an hour long, but prayers just doing 5 times a day, you are constantly breaking yourself from this world to think about God, the ibadat. So, similar concept in dhyana, you're trying to monitor yourself. And weaker the system, the more frequent antiviral scans that have to be run. The more prone your system is to malware attacks, more frequently you have to do this. That's why I said 5 minutes of Brahma Muhurat, maybe do 5 minutes at night time. So, if you cannot increase the duration, just increase the frequency. Just do that for me. And then you will slowly see that the duration spontaneously grows upon you. You start enjoying the meditative bliss. You start having certain experiences in your meditative bliss. You are seeing better, more profound, vivid images at your glabella or the forehead of your Ishta Devta. You are seeing more connection with your Ishta Devta. You are experiencing better results in your day-to-day activities with the way destiny is unfolding in your life. Destiny starts bending when you take Sharan of Bhakti. So you will see the way things unfold, you are not unlucky anymore, because it's all in the belief system. Whatever belief system you develop, the environment will bend itself around it to enhance it. So, my friends, remember that your mind is like a little infant that needs some protection. Otherwise, there's lots of raw forces, what we call malware threats, in the form of tamasic gunas, in the form of negative emotions that the mind itself is generating when left to itself, because the mind has its origin, if you think about evolution, from the insects to the animals to the human. So there are remnant samskaras coming from those lives, because in those lives, ahar, nidra, bhay, maithun, those are the 4 things that quantify the life of an animal. Ahar is food, nidra is sleep, bhay is fear, and maithun is sex. So all those 4 are only going to be contained in the samskaras if you leave it to itself. That's why left to itself, the human being will, the erect Homo sapiens will try to go back on the 4 peds, will try to go back and become an animal, crawl into its animalistic instincts. That is why we say man is a social animal, because if it's trying to congregate in crowds, that is the nature of the animals. Whereas when you rise more above, you will become more solitude lover, and you will be happy with whatever you have, less of attention, less of arrogance, ego, less need for display of ostentatious success or whatever counts as material prosperity. So always do this contemplative exercise, which is dhyana, and that will help you cleanse a lot of thoughts. Thoughts are what manifest eventually. So the connection or connecting link between the unmanifest world and manifest world is this mind. That is why I said it's like a baby. The baby needs to grow. The way you grow it is with the help of this intellect. And intellect is the gift of human life. Homo sapiens, the sapiens part means wisdom or sentience, that represents the intellect. Intellect is heightened during dhyana. And during Vinashkale Viprit Buddhi, Buddhi Nashat Pranashyati, that happens in the states of heightened raga, the heightened states of delusion, lust, anger, and greed, or other senses of emotions that can bring your your malware. Your antivirus down. Sometimes even the antivirus does not work if the malware is so strong. So it's very important to slowly potentiate your antivirus, which is the vivek or consciousness buddhi, by repeatedly running it. The more you run dhyana, the stronger your intellect grows. So in short, my friends, do dhyana once or twice every day, even for 5 minutes. Do it in the realm of Kumbhak Kriya, which is Kumbhak, breath retention, erect spine, one of the dhyanasanas, and mudra, certain position of the fingers which are helping to balance your mahabhuts in the body. And then Sparsanketara Bahir Bhayan, Chakshushyavantre Bhruvo, between your eyebrows, try to have image of the God, Isht Devta, and for little periods of time, just run your antivirus check, in which you are looking at your observations, what kind of thoughts I am germinating, because vrittis become samskaras becomes your prakriti or nature. So vritti or the thoughts that you generate in the conscious mind is where everything starts. So very important to control the content of the thoughts in the conscious mind, and thereby controlling the emotions, because emotions are also sinking down as samskaras. That way you can control the triad of vritti, samskara, bhav, or I should say active conscious thoughts, subconscious proclivities, and emotions. And that way you will be able to keep that axis erect and control your progression towards salvation. Jai Shri Ram.